Yo, 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 what's going on, good people? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby, representing Team Kings of Games. Let's adjust this real quick.
I would be, but I would
there we
be
go.
Mama.
Alright, so today I'm going to be updating Photon Galaxy as promised. I've been getting requests for this for, literally the day that Dual Power came out. I got so many requests from it, it was crazy. This is an easier update to do since I already had the deck. I just needed to get the new cards. So a little bit of a power boost. I'd say the ceiling of the deck is definitely higher. We're able to actually effectively make the Heretic Seal. We make it consistently enough that it's worth playing, and also we got Photon Advancer, which actually really did do justice for the deck. It gave it that extra extender, because sometimes you're just one body short from making the ideal board. Don't mess with it, Connor. Don't mess with it. Sometimes you're just one body short from making the ideal board that you need. So it was like Konami really did answer our prayers in that regard. They really just gave us exactly what we needed. We didn't need another searcher. It's nice to have, but we just needed another extender that wasn't a same name, because some of the cards you can only drop them like once. Like Thrasher, obviously you have to control no monsters to actually drop them, and then you can only summon Vanisher one time. So we just needed that one extra body, and that was exactly what was needed. It's relevant. I think that this deck is actually great. I do think that it has potential to contend with the meta. I do. I'm a believer. I think sometimes what people really need to realize is just because a deck's not topping YCSs doesn't mean it's not good. Because also you have to keep in mind that in order for a deck to top a YCS, people have to play it. And if the deck doesn't have enough representation, if there's not enough players playing the deck, then you're obviously not going to see it topping a YCS, because a deck needs a pilot in order for it to do anything. So let's go ahead and hop into my my list. I'll start the main deck and then the extra deck. This deck is actually very, very consistent, very powerful. It puts out boards that can actually stun and shut down even tier 1 decks. It's like a tier 2-ish deck that can put out tier 1 material. The reason why I say it's tier 2 is because it can be fragile at certain points in the combo sequence, but because it has so many starter cards, that's what really allows it to play through multiple interruptions and hand traps, and it's a very, very durable deck. The biggest strength it has is probably its recovery play. So let's go ahead and hop into the list, you guys. So we'll be starting off with 3 copies of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. He is effectively the boss monster of the deck. Everything practically revolves around him. Not everything, but there's a lot of effects that revolve around him. Whether he's in hand, graveyard, or sometimes you just need one in deck to resolve certain effects. He's just really important. You need to maximize on him. Even if you draw him, he's not always a brick. Especially when you draw him in tandem with Galaxy Soldier. That's a 2-card combo that gets you your Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. And you could grind for a really long time with Lord. Like, I remember so many times battling my friends with this deck where Lord literally just kept me in the game, just searching out Photon Sanctuaries just excessively. It's just really strong. Soldier. So we're going to bust out the Galaxies first, and then we'll move to the Photons. Because this is a dual archetype, meaning that Galaxy Photon is 2 separate archetypes that are actually supposed to be played together as one. It sounds weird, but it's true. Like, there are Galaxy monsters, then there's Photon monsters, but they all correlate with each other. Unique cohesive properties, and it's perfect. They're supposed to be played together. So first with the Galaxy monsters, you guys should know what Soldier does, because everybody plays them in a non-Galaxy deck. That's really sad. Like Cyber Dragons play him, like some Blue Eye players play him. When ABCs first came out, they were playing them, but he belongs in this deck. Next up, we have 3 copies of Galaxy Wizard. So each portion of the archetype, like the Galaxy and then the Photon, they have their own enablers, like extenders and also searchers and starter cards and recovery cards. So you have basically multiple ways to toolbox your deck with the Galaxy portion and with the Photon portion of the deck. Don't mess it up, please. So yeah, I think that that's another strength that it has, is that it has multiple ways to get access to the cards that it needs. Let me go ahead and clean that off. And that's a huge strength that a lot of decks don't have. Like, a lot of decks don't have multiple utility cards that you can use as a toolbox and access them through multiple archetypes. That's just really cool, and the deck has beautiful artwork. And then next up, 2 copies of Galaxy Knight. I cut them down to 2 because we're not really having issues anymore with not seeing him. Really, I just loved opening him so much because in your good hands, when your hands are playable, you can play through so many interruptions. It's crazy. Yes, Aubrey. I'll talk to you when I get done, okay? So there's so many interruptions that you could play through. It's really, really strong. I like this card a lot. Like, there were multiple times where I've played through 2-3 hand traps. There were 2 times when I played through 4. Don't mess with it, please. I played through, for example, we had Galaxy Soldier, we had Galaxy Knight, Galaxy Eyes, we had Expedition, and we had Trance. And we discarded Galaxy Eyes as Special Soldier. My opponent activated Effect Veiler on that, and that was fine. And then next up, we activated Galaxy Expedition. My opponent Ash Blossomed the Expedition, and that was fine too. Hold on, okay. And then we normal summoned Galaxy Knight, targeting the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Matter of fact, it was in impermanence, then that got impermanence. And then I Link summoned, and he used Galaxy Soul Flare, and then he got Veilered. It was either, no, it was Bell, because this was against Sky Strikers. He Ghost Belled it, and after playing through Ghost Bell, Effect Veiler, Ash Blossom, and Impermanence, I activated Galaxy Trance, targeting Galaxy Eyes in my graveyard, special summoned him out, and then brought out Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, and basically played through 4 hand traps and still ended on a negation that gets me a follow-up, and I still won that duel. Another time was against Soundman Greats when I had to play through Double Veiler, Ash Blossom, and DD Crow. Kind of similar scenario, but basically I played through all 4 of those, and I still ended on Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare. Plus, in that board, I still had Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare too, so I could have used Lords to search Galaxy Eyes. But anyways, I played through 4 hand traps in the Soundman Great matchup, Ash, Double Veiler, and DD Crow. He DD Crow'd the Soul Flare's target, he Veilered the Knight, he Veilered the Soldier, he Ash Blossomed the Galaxy Expedition, very similar scenario. And I still was able to make Soul Flare and Lord, and that was just too much because he was playing with 2 cards. And I had a Trident, a Pop to Special Summon, and a Monster Negator, so I still won. It was crazy. Next up, continue with the Galaxies, we have 2 copies of Galaxy Brave. So Brave is, like I said, each portion of the archetypes, they have their own starters, their own searchers, their own extenders. So he's kind of a starter and an extender at the same time. Because in mid to late game, he just accumulates that advantage that you need. You need board presence to make your Soul Flare. Soul Flare just gets you your follow-ups and your recovery plays. So he basically acts as a pseudo extender. You can reveal a Photon while he's in hand, and he acts as Blue Eyes alternative. He becomes the level of whatever level Photon you reveal to special him. You could reveal Galaxy Eyes, he's a level 8, or reveal any of your level 4 Photons, and he becomes a level 4. And you special him, then he can gain the attack of any Galaxy monster in your grave. So he actually can hit 4,000 in certain scenarios. So you can hit 3,000 in certain scenarios, 32 in certain scenarios. Depends what you play in your extra deck. But yeah, he's really strong. And that's going to be, well, there's one more card for the Galaxies. I do play Cleric because I believe in the strength of Cleric. Cleric is just a really, really strong card, you guys. I get so much hate for this card, and I don't like that people always try to tell me how to play my deck. That really grinds my gear. Like, I don't like when people tell me how to play my deck because it's my deck. I play it how I want. It's my deck. It's mine. I love it, and I'll play it exactly how I want it, and nobody's ever going to change me. Everybody tries to talk down to this card. I've never heard anything good from people about this card. Like, every single duel I play, this comes up. Every single duel, I need to put back more of him. I need to put back Cold Parvenger. I end up needing to put back my rank 4. I end up running out of targets. Like, it comes up so much. When you're grinding, you have to grind for a long time against Soundman Greats because you can wall up really hard when you have your rank 4 and your soul, your Lord. They can chain block with the rank 3 and try to target Lord to bounce it, but he can't be targeted because of Soul Flare. Because of the rank 4, so they have to bounce that and they have to make awkward plays. So you just grind for a long time, and you need that +1 plus the recyclability. This card is way too good to not play. If you don't like it, that's fine, but don't ever try to tell somebody how to play their deck because it's not your deck, and I would really appreciate that if you don't. So that's it for the Galaxies. Now we're going to continue with the Photons. So the Photons actually are the OGs because it's Photons before Galaxies. But anyways, we have 3 copies of Photon Orbital. So yeah, and if you guys didn't know what Wizard does, he can make himself a level 8 on field, or you could just tribute him for cost, which you could do both in the same turn, tribute him for cost to add any Galaxy card. And Photon Orbital, he basically searches any Galaxy or Photon monster, and you don't have to commit your normal summon to him. That's why I like him and Galaxy Soldier, because you could search out the cards you need without normal summoning, which is really imperative, because your normal has to go to either Galaxy Knight or Galaxy Wizard. There's no better cards to normal summon in the deck. I love this card. People always try to tell me to cut Wizard too. Like, no, this is how I want to play my deck. I love 3 Wizard. It's my deck. And then next up for the Photons, we have 3 copies of Photon Vanisher. I love this card at 3. It's of all the Photon extenders, because this is a Photon extender. You can call it a starter card, but really you always use that as an extender because you use it to put extra bodies on field. Because in order for your board to be as good as you want it to make it as impermeable as possible, you need to always make Soul Flare first, and then you need to make your rank 8, your Infinity, or your rank 4. And in order to do that, you always need 2 free bodies to make him first. So you need 2 free bodies, and then you need the fodder, the board presence, to make any of the other XYZs. In this deck, the order is always Link first, XYZ later. That's how it works. So extender, always an extender, rarely ever a starter. And then another good extender that we finally got is 2 copies of Photon Advancers. So let me try to organize this a little bit. We could do it like that. Yeah. Let me check this out. Yeah, so we could do it like that. So we'll kind of line up the cards like this. Just to make it, I'm trying to make it look neat, even though it's not really that neat. I'll try to make it look neat. Alright, so yeah, we really needed this card too. This is, as I was explaining in the beginning of the profile, we needed that extra body. We really did. It seems very niche. It doesn't seem like it has a great effect on pen and paper. But if you play Galaxy Eyes, you understand this card is actually great. And it's so resourceful. It's so helpful. I'm playing 2 of it. It's very searchable. It's very easy to access. And when you play Rhoda, you're still playing 3 copies of it effectively. You can only special summon it through its effect once. But unlike Vanisher, you can actually special summon it more than once per turn. That's the difference between this and Vanisher. That's why we needed this. And I still played 2 Thrasher. I think it's correct to still play Thrasher at multiples. This did not replace Thrasher. I don't know why people are saying that. You still need to play Thrashers. Trust me. You don't get an extra body that was necessary and then take out another extra body because the deck needed an extra body in the first place. And if you're swapping them, you're still going to be missing that extra body. It makes a huge difference. Just trust me, dude. The longer you play the deck, the more you start to understand, like, all the deck needs is the ability to put out the rank 4s or the rank 5s or the rank 8s, but you need the extra bodies to make Sulfur first. And in order to do the plays with the Heretic Link, you have to be able to drop him and the rank 4 or Galaxy Eyes, and then you make him. And after you make him, you still need to have extra bodies so that you can do your XYZ plays. So you just need a lot of extenders, and that's what this deck is really good with. It pumps out a lot of extenders. Sometimes they're starter cards, but a lot of the times you use them as extenders. Extender, extender, starter. Always a starter, because you can't use it to extend, because you have to control no monsters in order to activate it. So it's a starter every single time. And then the final monster in the deck is one Amorphage Goliath. This is the best target for the Heretic Link, because if you draw him, he's still a trade-in target, whereas all the other Amorphage targets, like Sloth, it's not going to be that good in your hand because it's not a trade-in target. So it's that one piece of synergy that made me want to play Goliath over Sloth. Because the attack and defense, it's still going to be 0 no matter what. Next up for the spells, we have 3 copies of Photon Sanctuary. Now, this deck restricts you to only summon lights. But anytime you don't have Sanctuary, you can make other attributes. That's why, like, I still think that you don't have to play only lights. Yes, Aubrey.
Is it next to you?
Huh?
Is it next to you?
Yeah, you can sit next to me. Come on. But basically, anytime you don't resolve Photon Sanctuary, you're making Dweller. I started playing Dweller again because all the times I've practiced against, huh? Yeah, hold on. All the times you're playing against Salamangreats, it just gets really hard because their graveyard is full of so many cards that just can either bait you out, or they just put out like the rank 3. They put out the rank 3 just off of like Spinny and Foxy, and then they link with it and they chain block to where you can't negate the rank 3, and then it just spins your cards. It just gets annoying. So like making Dweller is really important. So anytime you don't make this, anytime you don't resolve this or draw it, you have to make Dweller. Like, you have to. But every time you have this in hand, don't ever not resolve it. It's too powerful. It's way too impactful. And the other thing too is in your mid to late game, whenever you're grinding, this one card makes this. Make this, grab back Knight, normal Knight, bring back Galaxy Eyes, make this. So one card will get you back into the game because you'll pump this out. This is a negator. It's going to search your follow-ups, and this is just a Dryden on legs. So that's really strong. Yes, yes, yes. Huh? Hold on, I'm doing something right now. So we have 3 Photon Sanctuary. It's the best card in your deck. Really, it is. What's the best spell? It's so powerful. The fact that you can search it off Lord makes it even stronger, and you can recycle it off of Galaxy Cleric. Next up for spells, continue with spells. We have 3 copies of Galaxy Expedition. This card is insane. It just makes your hands that much stronger. Now you can play through an additional interruption. And half the time, I use this as Ash bait. Nobody's ever not ashed it. Like, I've never played somebody that had an Ash and didn't use Ash on this. So, like, this is the perfect Ash bait. And very much so justifiable, because when you activate this and tutor out Galaxy Soldier is just going to do a ton of work for you. It's incredible. So, like, I think it's correct to Ash it, but, like, it just comes down to you having so much cards that enable your plays, and your opponent having to have 3 to 4 hand traps if they want to stop you. It's crazy. With good hands. When you have bad hands, sometimes it just takes 2. But you're never getting stopped by 1 hand trap. Like, even with trade-in, like, there are times I've just traded in, they Ash Blossom me, and then I activated Photon Sanctuary, got back my level 8 for cost, and then traded it in again and drew another 2 cards. And just, it's so good. But anyways, 3 trade-in. You have to play this over Desires, because now you're playing one-ofs that matter, especially your Amorphage target. Like, you just need it to be in your deck. You cannot afford to play the risk of banishing that, or banishing any of your Galaxy Eyes, because you need at least 2. And if you banish one, it's gonna hurt. It really is. So you really need trade-in over desires. Just trust me. If you want to play desires, I'm not stopping you, but I'm just giving you that piece of advice that trade-in is just better and it's more helpful because you're not sacrificing playing the risk of losing access to specific combo pieces that you need to have in your deck. It's not like, oh, I can play without it. Like, you really do need them a lot more times than you don't. And then 2 trance, I think it's correct to play at least 2. 3 is a little bit too much, but 1 is just definitely, it's not enough. Drawing this card in your hand, again, gives you another way to play through an additional interruption. Like, again, you know, when they Ash Blossom the Soldier, they Veiled the Soldier, Ash the Expedition, they bailed they Veiled the Galaxy Knight, then they bailed the Soul Flare, and then you just activate this as your final follow-up, and they can't Ash Blossom again, and it just happens. Like that, it's cards like this, and just the way this deck functions is why it's so good, even going second. We have 1 Galaxy Zero. It's a searchable Monster Reborn. Effectively, it kind of can replace Monster Reborn. That's why I've been experimenting without it. Every list had Monster Reborn. I decided to finally just cut Monster Reborn for the Advancers. I haven't really missed it that much. I know Monster Reborn's a good card. I know what it does. And then we have 1 Rhoda and 1 Upstart. I'm playing 42 cards, and I'm still playing Upstart. Oh, watch so many people be triggered off of it. Watch so many people drop paragraphs that I'm not even probably going to read, talking about why you should play Upstart only in a 40-card deck. This is a free side out. It's a free side out. Anytime you put, just always remember, anytime you put Upstart into your deck, it doesn't change anything. This is a blank. This is never there. Just think of it. It's in limbo. It doesn't exist. It's another card every single time. You side this out whenever you're scared of going in time, and literally it's a free side out. That's what I wanted. I wanted a free side out so that's 1 card of my engine that I don't have to take out whenever I go into games 2 and 3. So it's a really smart tactic for me personally, and I like it. You don't have to like it. It's fine. You could say Upstart's only supposed to be played in a 40-card deck, and I'm still going to say I'm still playing Upstart, and it's not 40 cards. The only trap I play in my deck is Tachyon Transmigration. It's one of the best traps, I'd say, in the game. It defies logic. It really does. This card is ridiculous. It defies logic. It negates entire chain links. It's not once per turn. It doesn't brick in multiples. Every hand can make this, and this is all you need is just a Galaxy Eyes to activate it. I've never had a hand where I couldn't at least make him. If he's the bare minimum, he's the bare minimum. I can always make him, and that's all you need is just to control Galaxy Eyes to activate this. It negates every card that was activated in the chain link prior to this that your opponent activated and shuffles him. If you control Tachyon, you can activate it from your hand, and it's not once per turn. It's ridiculous. When you're in Chain Wars against strikers, like when they're like, Widow Anchor this, Chain Infinity to negate it, Chain Widow Anchor to Infinity, and you're like, alright, activate this, negate everything, and now it resolves. Now raid doesn't happen for grave. Now your engage is negated, and all your Widow Anchors are negated, and you can't do anything about that. And then they try to like follow up with something. Dude, they have to kill you because Lord searches Photon Sanctuary, and then you could just blow them out with Cypher Blade and Full Armor Photon. It just gets out of control. So that's it for the main deck. 42 cards. Still playing Upstart. Now for the extra deck. 3 Soul Flare. It's more important than it ever has been because you always use one of them to make this. Your deck does play dragons. You have Galaxy Eyes. You have your rank 4. Literally making the rank 4, especially in Galaxy Eyes out, allows you to basically turn the Galaxy Eyes and this into the seal. And then the next negate that you put out basically is protected by this. Or if you want, you could just swap this and the Soul Flare for this and leave the Galaxy Eyes so that you can make another rank 8 with it. It just depends. But any 2 dragons makes this, and that's really easy. But you always have to swap Soul Flare for this and put this in an extra monster zone. And then the next Soul Flare that you make, because you can make another one really, really easy. It's never a problem. Hey, relax. It's never a problem. You make another one of this. This, basically, just with these 2 alone, you get to destroy Special Summon Monster. And then this is going to bounce a card. Then you're going to lock your opponent out the extra deck with Goliath. So what happens is, in order to protect your Goliath, a lot of the times you have to use Soul Flare to destroy the special summon monster, because dangers can still be summoned under Goliath, and then you have to pop them. So it's just a really strong board when you have like this and you jump zones. So the best board I've made so far is just this. It's literally you put this here. So what you end up doing is you start here, and then you have to jump zones. You link this off. You put this there. You put this there, and then you make that there. And then this is your board. Like, yeah, they can spear mode you, but they can't clear all 4 of your interrupts. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 interrupts with the follow-up of Goliath. So it's technically 5 interruptions, which is, it's the strongest board, and it's not even hard to make. That's the crazy thing about it. It's really not hard to make at all. It just requires like 3 cards, 4 cards sometimes, but you can't do it as a 2-card combo. Most effectively, the 3 cards have to be very specific, but it's super easy to make with 4 cards. Now moving forward to the XYZs, I play 2 Lords. Lord is the best rank 8 you can make. It's a negation with the follow-up, and it has protection. It doesn't get any better than that. You grind with the best X with just this. It doesn't need materials to search. That's why it's so good, you guys. And then we have Titanic, Sky Strikers. More than often, you just need to negate spells in that matchup, and then you need to redirect. This is also how you protect Goliath. A lot of people forget that he has another effect, and I use it a lot too, to redirect attacks. So whenever you have your seal up, and you tribute seal, and you bring out Goliath, they're going to try to go into battle phase, and they're going to try to attack over Goliath because he has 0 defense, 0 attack. So that they go into their extra deck, he redirects the attack to him. And they can't get over it because they didn't have an extra deck to begin with, and you get to bounce and pop, yes.
What's in there?
Sesame Street. And then we have Cypher Blade, we have Full Armor, and Cypher himself. It's kind of a really good package for when you need a break boards going second. Take a Colossus, or if there's too many Colossus, make this negate the entire field. Kill them anyways, and it's permanently negated. So all they can do is take the Colossuses and link with them or XYZ with them. But at that point, you systematically pick their board apart with Soul Flare, because now you can destroy the Colossuses and they won't be able to, it bypasses the protection. And whenever you have transmigrations, when you make this, you hold them in your hand, so when they try to interact with you, chain, they can't respond because it's a counter trap, and you blow them out. This deck is really good. I'm not overhyping it at all. Anybody playing Galaxy Eyes, they know what's up. It's a good deck. Nova and Infinity, you gotta play it. I was considering playing Pleiades as another way for my Galaxy Soldiers to be more impactful, but I really just like the fact that this does what Pleiades typically would do, is just a bounce. So I'm kind of not missing out on that interactions, if it makes sense. I have the ability to clear cards that can't be destroyed, clear cards that can't be targeted, and cards that can be targeted or destroyed, I can still clear them. The reason being is because I can just negate everything with this, and it bypasses all the protection effects, then you get over them, or you could just attack over them. So this deck can practically get over anything. And then the rank 4s are Star Leech, Photon Blast, and Abyss Dweller. I understand you can only make lights with Photon Sanctuary, but I already explained it. For anybody that's going to drop that comment, I already said it in my deck profile. If you don't have Sanctuary, you make Dweller every single time. So again, let me repeat myself because it's going to happen anyways. Somebody's going to say it. If you don't have Photon Sanctuary, you can make Dweller, and you're not going to draw Sanctuary 10 times out of 10. You won't. It's not always going to happen. That's why Dweller is really incredible, because it still gives you a solidified board that stops Solomon Grades, and it stops Danger Thunder as well. It really slows them down. And that's going to be it for the deck profile, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much. God bless you. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. And you guys definitely have a blessed day and stay positive, all right? Peace.